I'm still waiting for Tarun. Oh, Tarun is here. Okay. What about Mark?
Yeah, he should be joined.
Yeah, I will hit broadcast once he joins. Oh, it's already broadcasted.
Not able to join audio. That was the rehearsal.
Lakshmi, you can hear you.
Yeah, I was asking if you were all able to do the rehearsal and is Mark able to join?
No, me and
Ma-
Tarun did the rehearsal, but Mark was not able to join. Like, I don't know, but I pinged him too. He didn't join.
Ah, okay, that's fine. As long as he's able to join now, that's
Yeah.
good
Is
enough.
my voice clear?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think for some
Guys, we are
reason it's
already
already
live.
broadcasted.
Mark is here.
Ah, looks like I need to put the background.
hey, good morning, Mike. We are live.
Hey, Tarun.
Cool.
Good evening
So, good
to you.
evening. Good morning. Okay, so good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker today, Mark Kramer. Uh, he brings a strong engineering background to the world of sales, marketing, strategic partnership across various software businesses. In over 40 years career in the high-tech industry, he has played a key role in sales, strategy, and operations, always with the focus of improving the quality and efficiency of the software development and testing cycle. Currently, he's serving as a president and CEO of Confirmic Holding. Mark is dedicated to taking software testing to the next level, using the innovation within the Confirm IQ software and efficiency in this critical space of software testing. So please join me in welcoming Mark and hear his thoughts on automation and how he's seeing his journey from automation to AI driven testing. Thank you. So over to you, Mark. Thanks.
Hey, thanks, Tarun. And hello, everybody. Maybe we should wait another minute or two before I jump in. But I need to figure out how to share my screen. Huh. Where is the button to do that? Can anybody give me a clue, panelists?
Mark, on the bottom you can see in blue there is a third option called share the screen.
I don't. All I see are panelists, polls, questions, and chat, and then it goes to more, and it has just my profile and preferences and that kind of stuff.
Now on the bottom, are you able to see microphone, camera on the bottom?
Nope. Oh, okay. I went to full screen, and there we go. All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Hopefully, we got it started. And can you see the next slide, which is a beautiful picture of Mark Kramer?
Yes, Mark.
Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for the assist there. And as True mentioned, it's my honor and pleasure to be able to speak to a group of QA and testing experts, and I hope we all get some value out of this discussion. So, as Tarun mentioned, I've been at Conform IQ for about 13 years, and interestingly, have been fascinated and interested in AI for over 40 years, because I got my MBA and finished that up in 1983 and did an independent study project at the University of Southern California on AI, and how the technology could be used and deployed. So I've been interested and excited about it. Actually joined an AI company way back when, and now the AI reality for a variety of reasons. And if you saw Kari's presentation, obviously the technology's been around a long time, and now that it's readily available with Gen AI, everybody's basically taken advantage of the opportunity to use it. And we'll be talking specifically today about how the types of AI can be used most effectively in software testing. So as part of that, the interesting things that we'll touch on are the fact that depending on the types of AI and how you deploy it in software testing, you can get a variety of different types of returns, and some more risky than others. And not only will we be kind of diving into that, but we with our technology from Conform IQ have the luxury of having Tarun talk about some of the results that he's gotten in deploying our technology at his particular company. So with that, I'll kind of jump in, give you a little background about Conform IQ, and the fact that frankly we have been using AI for over 20 years, and it'll come down to what types of AI are we talking about. And Gen AI is kind of the industry darling today, but there's been a variety of different types of AI, which we'll talk about, that have been delivering value to the software testing market over the past 20 years. And frankly, Conform IQ was one of the pioneers in terms of using that technology, and it's called symbolic AI, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the future. But we have deployed this baseline technology. Tarun and his company have gotten significant results using that, and we'll talk about that. But interestingly, it can get better and complement with other types of AI to deliver even more value, and that's what we want to touch on today. So, if you saw Kari's discussion, the bottom line is the analysts are saying if you're not investing in AI, you're already behind the curve, and particularly for quality engineering. You've got Gartner and FutureUp, and the bottom line is a significant amount of people are investing. They're getting value and expect to get significantly more value. So as I mentioned, if you're not investing yet in AI, jump on the bandwagon, according to the analysts. And from our point of view at Conform IQ, the bottom line is AI is everywhere. It's creating a significant change in impact on the market, and I look at it as you might have picked up because I got my MBA in 1983. There was a book in the early 80s by Jeffrey Moore called Crossing the Chasm. And it's about how new technologies are adopted and by what types of people and companies. And I see AI has Gen AI has fundamentally changed how new technologies are adopted. The early adopters and the mainstream adopters are basically all embracing AI because it's readily available. It's accessible for everyone and easily, and it's delivering a ton of value. So companies that are somewhat apprehensive to embrace new technologies are jumping into AI. So the bottom line is everybody has access to it and is trying to figure out how they can get value from it, and that's makes it exciting. But there's also some risks associated with that, and we'll talk a little bit about it. We recently did a webinar with Accenture, and if you're aware, Accenture has invested billions of dollars in AI and responsible AI, and what does that mean, and how do you get to a point where you can trust it? But they've done a number of proof of concepts in terms of how you deploy and utilize Gen AI in quality engineering. And here are some examples of the impact. It's really extraordinary in terms of the improvements and value and efficiencies they've gotten in terms of coverage, effort reduction, and really accelerating the time to automated execution, which saves a lot of time and costs and improves productivity. So the value is there. What's the best way you should, and how can you take advantage of that? Now, Arnab, I don't know if this will work, but we talked about setting up a poll question.
Yes.
Can you poll the audience now, and we'll take a couple of seconds, and then with that, we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, is that done?
Yeah, it's ongoing. So we're getting the votes.
Okay.
So the question is, how is your team currently using Gen AI in testing? Based on the votes, it's kind of equally distributed. Almost 50% says experimenting with basic use cases. Other 42% says not considering Gen AI yet. And 50-50, it's still going on.
Okay.
None of them, it's 0% that's fully integrated into workflows. So it's basically the first three. Still going on. I'll give a minute for everyone. Around 40 votes have been polled till now. Okay, so around 55% people says experimenting with basic use cases. 42% says not considering Gen AI yet. 14% is actively using for test case generation, and around 7% is fully integrated into workflows, which is awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So the analysts aren't all wrong. The people are embracing it, getting going, and hopefully getting value. And we'll talk about how you can get even more value out of that investment. So this is probably the meat of the presentation in terms of understanding how you might be able to embrace different types of AI and get more value, and actually deal with the trust issue that generative AI fundamentally has issues with, because it's non-deterministic. You get more data, you get a different point of view. The responses are different, and then how can you manage that, and how do you review that, and what type of investment do you need to make, and leveraging the results from generative AI. And one of the examples we had from Accenture, and the interesting thing is, you ask ChatGPT a question, and it comes back with a very authoritative answer about a book that had never been written, and you don't know that the response back from ChatGPT is actually wrong unless you do your research. Interestingly, the concept of asking a question is and getting a very authoritative result without checking the results to be accurate can introduce a significant amount of risk, in how you take advantage of Gen AI. So it's something that you have to integrate into your process. But there's other types of AI that don't have necessarily those risks associated with them. And symbolic AI is one of those. And at a high level, you may be familiar with the concept of the computer that IBM built, probably think 40 years ago or 30 years ago, which called Deep Blue, which was a very specific implementation using symbolic AI to play chess. And that machine actually played against Garry Kasparov, the world champion at the time, and actually beat Garry in chess, for using that technology. And the interesting aspect of symbolic AI, it's deterministic, reliable, and pretty much based on the scenarios that it's dealing with, will always give you the same response or recommendation. And that's the technology that Conform IQ is used to generate test cases, ensure coverage, manage the execution of test scripts and so on. So this technology, with the complement of Gen AI, can eliminate a lot of the validation process that is required when you use Gen AI to address specific tasks. And then, certainly, technologies like natural language processing can help with, particularly on the testing side, can help with, terminology and so on to ensure the consistency and understanding of what language is being used. Vision systems, I think Kari talked about that in his presentation. And then agentic AI, which is a technology that is, basically building agents that address very specific tasks. And interestingly, they can be agents that are implemented with different technologies. So, for instance, if you have an agent for generating test cases, well, that could be done with symbolic AI or Gen AI. And having the choice to be able to choose one or the other, you might want to choose symbolic AI because you have the consistency and no validation required. Where with Gen AI, you have to ensure that what you get in terms of the recommended results is valid and usable, for the objectives you have in that particular implementation. So there's symbolic AI agents and generative AI engines. So this is kind of getting to the theme that we're talking about is okay. How or which AI do I want to use and should I be using to get the maximum results, and understanding some of the risk, which we talked about, particularly with Gen AI. It's the trust issue. How do we build trust and understand that what we're getting from Gen AI, even if we trust it, we still have to validate it. So there's some impacts on efficiencies that need to be addressed. But is it going to replace the creativity and the decision making process? Well, I hope not, because if we are using Gen AI for that, then having people removed from the equation presents a significant amount of risk. So it's understanding which type of AI you want to use, where you want to use it to get the maximum results. So with that, we have another poll question.
Yes, Mark. I hope you're hearing me okay. Yes, Mark. So I have already polled it, and as of now, there are 45 votes for it. So the question is, what is your primary challenge in QE automation? Higher cost is 24%. Achieving complete test coverage is almost 59%. Achieving faster testing is 33%. Tool adoption is around 30%. So it's almost equally distributed, just that achieving complete test coverage is probably leading by 20%. People are still casting their polls. I'll give them around 10 seconds more. Okay, so cool. So achieving complete test coverage is the winner with 56%, whereas higher cost, achieving faster testing and tool adoption is around 30% each.
Okay, yeah, reducing costs, and it's like embracing open source. You have to look at with AI. It's like you have to understand all the impacts. At a high level, you can generate test cases really quickly, but do they integrate and provide the value that you need and meet the objectives that you have for generating those test cases? And that's where basically choosing the right AI, to ensure the test case generation, understanding how you can use AI to not only detect the bugs, but fix it quickly. The concepts of self-healing and that kind of stuff, and then using the agentic type of approach, which is continuous learning in terms of understanding the types of applications that you're building, so that you can get the feedback and with the human in the loop to ensure that your testing objectives, your quality objectives, and your cost objectives are being met as part of your process. So now just a little comment in terms of how Conform IQ actually looks at and integrates and uses all these different types of AI to deliver significant value, and addressing as part of our approach the trust issue. So the way we look at the areas where Gen AI can deliver the most value, and as part of the process, address the validation is at the front end of the process of actually building software, where the developers, the analysts, and the testers, all get together and in a collaborative way, to ensure what we want to build and what we want to test are consistent with the analysts, the developers, and the testers, and the concept of the three amigos in behavior-driven development and so on. That process is collaborative, and we actually have used GenAI to take the requirements and create the foundation that allows those three groups to agree on what we're going to build and what we're going to test as part of the process. So we convert requirements into a behavioral language that can then drive the rest of the process. But that's a collaboration point, and everybody's coming together, everybody's reviewing it. That's something that the whole development process requires. But interestingly, once you have that done, you have now a description that can then be driven using symbolic AI and automatically generate the test cases, the test scripts, the coverage, the impact analysis, and it does it deterministically. So it's reliable, it's validated, and you don't have to review all the components that are being generated because they're correct by construction. So that's where the complement of Gen AI and symbolic AI can deliver significant, productivity enhancements, in the testing process. And then, getting to automated execution and so on, you can use the symbolic AI and use some NLP technologies to ensure that you have some consistency, in the test execution process. So we leverage the baseline technologies to maximize the value that you can get from AI in that testing process. And what does it look like? You basically have the requirements that then are input into an symbolic AI engine that defines the test, defines the targets, defines the high value targets for testing, and then automatically creates the scripts for test execution. And the fun part is Tarun Banga will be addressing actually in the next session, how he's gotten some significant, cost improvements, productivity improvements, quality improvements using this approach, to improve the quality of the products that he and his organization are building. And he's done it over the last 4 years, and frankly, he hasn't taken advantage yet of the Gen AI piece. It's something that he's recognized where that is probably the most manually focused effort of the process, and we're working together to use Gen AI to address the front end so he can take advantage even faster of the back end results that he's already gotten. So it's really I think an exciting time in the market, an exciting time for anybody embracing it. You got to understand the risks associated with it, and we actually have an ebook if you're interested that kind of describes how to get ready for embracing AI in your testing process to help you with it. And it comes down to the combination of what types of AIs do you need and where you're going to get the maximum value. And the tagline for this presentation is, hey, choose your AI wisely, you'll get huge value. So with that, we can open it up to Q&A. And if you want to talk about it a little bit more, we also have the networking session at 4:40 Central Time this afternoon, and be pleased to talk to you guys in any more detail if you're interested. So with that, Arnab, I imagine there's some questions out there that we might want to answer in the few minutes we have left.
Yep. So the first one was definitely posted by me, and it's basically, how would you test AI-based systems that have non-deterministic outcomes?
That's an interesting question, and so our approach today is not is to address deterministic systems, but we actually will be announcing very shortly a partnership with a company. I won't mention the name right now. That leverages our technology, but also has an infrastructure to address the question, which is how do we test and validate AI-based systems, and where you have AI in the application that you're delivering, and it comes down frankly to the type of large language models that you're using, the accuracy of those, the specifics of the implementation, and it's not 100% accurate. It's because it really is all about what degree of correctness do you have as part of the AI that you're using in the system that you're delivering. So it's a different type of testing, and as I mentioned, we have a partnership there that we'll be announcing in short order in the next month, in terms of how we can not only test basic algorithmic software and traditional software on any platform, whether it's desktop, browser based, mobile, but also the AI based solutions as well.
Thank you, Mark. The second question from Gary is, isn't symbolic AI too complicated for these days when we have natural language capabilities?
Interesting question. So symbolic AI is in effect very much like agentic AI, where the solution is built to provide very specific value. So if that solution has been built, the application or the use of addressing those specific tasks are very straightforward. And so that's the value that Conformic Hue has. We've built that infrastructure out over the last 20 years. And so getting test cases, getting scripts, getting coverage, getting optimization, that functionality is already built into it. But yes, if you are starting from scratch and trying to build all those things, then there's a significant investment in getting there. But with respect to software testing, not only are we there, but we've been there and have demonstrated the value you can get from it. So it is pretty straightforward to adopt these days.
Thank you. The next question from JR. Do we have any AI tool that calculate test coverage on Go language?
On what language? I'm sorry.
It says on Go language. I'll try to repeat it. Do we have any AI tool that calculate test coverage on, I think, on, it says on Go language?
Well, so I'll kind of address it at a high level, and if there's a follow-up question there, we can do that. But so there's two types of coverage. There's code coverage, and then there's functional coverage. The code coverage aspects are done in the development process, and there's a number of tools available to help there. That's not where Conform IQ is focused, but from a Conform IQ standpoint, actually, absolutely. I mean, we as one of the agents, effectively symbolic AI agents, picture and confirm the functional coverage up to 100%, to ensure 100% coverage of all the requirements that are being that need to be tested. So, obviously, sometimes you may want to target your testing and not do 100% coverage, but you have the ability to define the test cases 100% coverage. But on top of that, where there's some differentiation, from Conform IQ, is we do that with an optimal set of test cases. So we minimize the number of test cases required to get 100% coverage as part of the symbolic AI value that we deliver, and it is specific to functional testing, not the code coverage testing.
Thank you. The next one is, do we have any AI tools for testing or automating networking devices testing?
Interestingly, yeah. I mean, our background actually got started in the telecom industry, and pretty much all the devices that, in terms of switches and routers and so on, are much more complex oftentimes than a banking application or whatever. So yes, we actually have a technology specifically focused on addressing the complex workflows that are in telecom networking infrastructures, and automatically generates the tests for those as well.
Thank you. There are a lot of questions, so I'll pick and choose few, and then later on we can also provide them offline replies. One of them is, what's the difference between symbolic versus Gen AI? Should a user know a difference between them?
So hopefully I addressed some of that in the presentation, but fundamentally, Gen AI is non-deterministic, which means the results will change based on getting new data or learnings. Where symbolic AI is something that's reliable based on a fixed set of inputs. So, but as I mentioned, symbolic AI is like agentic AI. It's an application of artificial intelligence that is built specifically to address a specific task. So Gen AI is, if it doesn't know something, it'll make it up. It's very comprehensive. It's not just software testing or software development. You can there's so many different models today where I guess Google's talking about, your best friend should be Gen AI, kind of thing. So, symbolic AI, predictable, verifiable results for a specific type of application, and that's what Conform IQ has done for software testing. So we've built that, and it's something that you can rely on, and you don't have to be concerned about whether or not the results you're getting back are correct or not.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. We are almost at time. So thank you, participants, for all your questions. We will get back to you offline. You can also drop a note to the emails that has been shared by Conformic people. So Hina, you can send your note to them and we can address it offline. Over to Tarun.
Oops, must be on mute.
Okay. So here, thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, everyone.
It was really nice discussing with you, and I fully agree with your comments on how we can blend Gen AI with symbolic AI. And I will be showing some results which benefited me. And definitely, like if anyone wants to have more discussions, we can have that online. So I will be sharing in my session that how we use the modeling and using the test optimization engine which Confirm IQ has, and which helped us to improve the coverage and definitely reduce the cost. So thanks again. It was nice talking to you, Mark. Thank you.
Hey, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. And again, if you want to talk more, please join the networking session this afternoon.